Hey guys, my name is Hamza Arshid, and today we will do the topic circles, under which we'll cover the angle properties of a circle. So let's move on to the properties. The first property that we can see here is as follows. The inscribed angle bracket A is half the central angle bracket B. So basically you have just a second, you have these 2 points on the circumference, right? The ones that I've marked with red. So these 2 points, a line is emerging from these 2 points, and it's meeting at the point A, and it's forming the angle A. So this angle is half the angle formed when these same 2 points intersect at the point C, which is the center of the circle, to form the angle B. So the angle at the circumference, which is the inscribed angle, is half the angle at the center, which is basically the central angle. So A is half of B. A is equals to B upon 2, or B is equals to 2A. Moving on, we have the second property. The angle inscribed across a circle's diameter is always 90 degrees. So right now I made these two dots at the circumference of the circle, and I said that you're essentially emerging two lines from those points, and those lines are meeting at the circumference. So for point number 2, when these 2 points, these red points, are across the diameter of the circle, the inscribed angle becomes 90 degrees. So basically, when you have these 2 points across the diameter of the circle and they create this line, and this line meets at the circumference, so the angle is always 90 degrees. All right, so moving on. Now for property number 3, angle inscribed in the same segment are the same. So you can see here that I've drawn um, this shape inside the circle. So the angles in the same segment, right? The same part of the circle. So these two angles are the same. A is equal to B, C is equal to D. So when we talk about point number 4, the perpendicular bisector of chord passes through the center of a circle. So a chord is basically any line, right? When you have a circle, for example, I'm just drawing a circle over here. This is a chord. This is also a chord. This is also a chord. So basically any lines. One thing that is true for all chords is that their perpendicular bisector, basically the line that is perpendicular to the chord and it divides the chord into half, it is always passing through the center of the circle, which is C. So perpendicular bisector of chord passes through the center of the circle. So x is equals to y. Basically x is this half and y is this half, and they are both equal halves. So the next property that we have is property number 5, cyclic quadrilaters. So when we say quadrilateral, we already know that this shape is going to have four sides, right? So when you have a circle in which you have 4 points and those 4 points are connected to each other to form a quadrilateral, that quadrilateral is called a cyclic quadrilateral because it's formed inside a circle. Another really important property of cyclic quadrilateral is that the opposite angles, they always sum up to 80 degrees. So you have angle C over here, and you have angle D over here. C and D will be, their sum will be equal to 180 degrees, and same for the opposite angles A and B. Their sum will also be equal to 180 degrees. All right, so here we have property number 6. This concerns tangent. So tangent is basically a straight line that is normal to the curve or a circle. So it's normal to the circle, and you can see that there's two tangents drawn here, and these two tangents meet at this common point. Let's call it x. So the angle, the first thing that you should know is that this angle, this entire angle, it is divided into half by this line. This line which is connecting x and c. C is the center of the circle. So this is basically the angle bisector. This angle, which is, for example, z, z is the sum of x and y, and x and y are equal in magnitude. So it's dividing the angle into half. Another really important thing is that the angle between the radius, like this line, let's call this y. So the angle between cy and yx is always going to be 90 degrees. So yeah, that's it. These sum up basically all the properties of a circle. Alright, so just going back to the main slide. Alright, hope it's clear.